we're differentiating y equals 7e to the x power divided by 3x squared plus 5. So we have a quotient. We will use a quotient rule this time, okay? So let me write down the quotient rule. We will put the original denominator squared in the denominator, but we will put gf prime minus fg prime on the numerator, okay? So remember, that's the rule. That is how we differentiate a quotient y. So that's gonna give us y prime, okay? Now, let's write down what f, g, f prime, and g prime is. And I'm gonna just do that on the side over here. Now, f means the original numerator. What was on top of that fraction originally? 7e to the x power, okay? F prime is going to be the same, right? Because whenever you write on a derivative of an exponential term with base e, you copy it down exactly the same and you multiply it by the derivative of the exponent. But in this case, the exponent is just x. So derivative of x is 1. So we end up just multiplying this by 1. Doesn't really change the value, right? But you still need to bring that 7 down, okay? So they are not, this isn't a mistake, they're just really the same, okay? All right, now let's write down g. G is what was originally in the denominator. What's in the bottom of that fraction? 3x squared plus 5. Now g prime is going to be 6x using our power rule from unit 1. Now we got all our puzzle pieces labeled. Let's go ahead and find that derivative. Y prime equals. In the bottom of this fraction, I have to put g squared. See, it says g squared in the denominator. Where's g? That's my g. So I'm going to put 3x squared plus 5 raised to the second power. Let's go to the top of the fraction. Start with g again. So I write down 3x squared plus 5. And I'm going to multiply this by what? F prime. Let's go find f prime. Here's my f prime. I'm going to multiply this by 7 times e to the x. I'll put that in front of it because when you multiply, you can switch order, right? So I'm just going to put that in front of this instead of after it. Minus, now what do they want after the minus sign? F. F is this. I'll put that 7e to the x here. And lastly, I multiply this by g prime. And g prime is just 6x. So I multiply this by 6x. Alright, all done. We're going to now simplify the numerator. Notice what they have in common. The greatest common factor of 7e to the x. We will factor that out and put it in front of the parenthesis, okay? So let me put 7e to the x once out in the parenthesis. Now let's write down the leftover inside the parenthesis. What's left from the first part? 3x squared plus 5, right? What's left from the second part? Minus 6x. So if you want to write this in a standard form, I can switch the order of plus 5 and minus 6x. I'll just do that over here. I'll put this plus 5 last and put, where did that go? And I'll put this one in the middle. It's not wrong if you don't do that, but still, we can just do that. Now, I'm not going to do anything about this denominator. I'll just copy it the same, okay? But that is it. That is where I'm going to stop with this. It's a great quotient rule review problem with a mix of finding a derivative of an exponential term with base e